So the first thing I did was just chop up a little fresh bacon and get that started in the pan so that that would leave some nice bacon grease for the scallops to fry up in. And I also threw in some butter, and I let that saute for a little bit and then threw the scallops in. So this is what you're seeing now in the pan is the start of it. So you can see in the pan here I have just some butter I stuck in there and the pieces of fresh bacon and the scallops cooking. So you just want to make sure you don't ever overcook the scallops, but I'll let this cook down and then I'll show you how I finish off the sauce. Okay, this is cooking up really nicely. You can see that the scallops are almost done, and I will then start making the sauce. So the next part of this recipe is just making the sauce. So again, I'm not a measure type cook. I like to just wing it and eyeball it. So I'll just show you the ingredients that I used. Heavy whipping cream, a little bit of grated Parmesan, and you can use any spices you want. I mean, you can basically use no spices if you use salted butter and you're just not into spices. I happen to always keep around different spices that I'll pick up either at Home Goods or just some strange spices that I look at the ingredients. There's no sugar. And I just want to try them. So the one I'm using today on this is the Texas style barbecue rub. And yes, I am putting that on scallops. So the reason why is it says beef, chicken, and pork. So of course it's just meant as a barbecue rub, but it says savory blend with a peppery finish. And on the ingredients, all it is salt, onion, garlic, and spices. So I smelled it. It really smells great to me, so I decided to put that in there too. And you know, maybe I'm gonna guess a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half to what I'm making here. So I sprinkled that on. I poured in the heavy cream and just mixed it up and added the little bit of Parmesan cheese. And I'm gonna say really only probably about a quarter cup, if that, of the grated Parmesan. And you of course could eliminate that if you're not eating cheese, and if you're not eating dairy at all, then you wouldn't be making this because of the heavy cream. But I happen to be pretty tolerant of dairy, so when I'm making recipes I like to put some cheese in and make a sauce. So this is cooking up really nicely. It's just a total made-up recipe that I just was winging it right here, right now, where it's the bacon, the juices from the scallops, and the heavy cream, some spices, and a little bit of Parmesan, but this will be absolutely delicious. So that's really it for the scallop recipe. If you will start to notice, the recipes that I make are really simple, quick, and easy. I don't really like to spend all that much time, because the more you are carnivore, the more you realize it's the less about food and the more about just eating nutritious meat and moving on with your day. So I am making a steak tonight to have with that. I'll dip the steak right into that sauce as I eat the scallops, and it's absolutely delicious.